Phil's laugh was the kind that made you want to throw a punch. That slow, deep chuckle that said, "You don't belong here." My brother handed me a paper plate outside the tent, flimsy, already bending under the weight of potato salad. Inside, the rest of the family sat under chandeliers and canvas, pretending the air conditioning made them better people. We all agreed. "You're not in the wedding party," he said. "I starting anywhere but at me." Phil stood next to him with that smug grin. "Real family eats under roofs," he added. I just stood there for a moment, long enough for the silence to sting. Then I smiled, took back the envelope I'd tucked under his plate, the one with the gift card and the check I'd written in good faith, and said quietly, "You'll wish you kept me inside. Before all this, my brother and I used to build forts out of bedsheets. We called them castles. He'd always make me the guard, the one who watched the gate. I didn't mind. I liked being the one who saw who came and went. But somewhere between childhood and adulthood, he stopped needing a guard. He found new ones. Louder, drunker guys like Phil. Men who thought cruelty was comedy. When Dad died, I handled everything: the hospital, the will, the house. My brother just showed up for the reading, already rehearsing his grief for the cousins. That's when I realized he didn't want a brother anymore. He wanted an audience. And when people like him get attention, they forget who built the stage. The signs came months before the wedding. He started texting less, answering calls with half sentences. "Busy man," he'd say, like I'd understand. Then I found out about the inheritance. The one Dad split evenly between us, 50-50 on paper. But my brother convinced the lawyer to recalculate something about the house's value. I didn't find out until I saw the transfer notice. His account fatter by 20 grand. I didn't confront him. I just watched, listened, collected every little discrepancy like stones for a sling. When the wedding invitation came, mine was missing the RSVP card. A mistake, they said. But mistakes leave fingerprints. So I started planning. Not a tantrum, not a scene. A correction. First, I called the caterer, politely, pretending I was with the 10 company. I asked if the balance was paid in full. It wasn't. My brother had only paid half, the rest due on delivery. Then I called the bank handling Dad's estate. The joint account still listed both our names until the estate closed next month. A technicality my brother had overlooked. That was my opening. I didn't steal from him. I redirected. I paid off the caterer, the florist, the venue, every vendor tied to that wedding. All from the estate account. Every transaction legal, documented, traceable. When he'd see my name on those receipts later, he'd probably think I was helping. But I knew better. I was building his humiliation one payment at a time. The day of the wedding was hot. The kind of sticky heat that made tempers short and clothes cling. I showed up early and watched from the sidelines as chaos quietly bloomed. The planner scrambled, the florist was missing arrangements, and the DJ complained about double bookings. It started small, a flicker in the power, the music cutting mid-song. Then the photographer walked out mid-vows when her retainer didn't clear. Phil cursed under his breath. My brother yelled about incompetent staff. Guests began whispering. Then the caterer showed up, furious. The final check had bounced. Not mine. His stop by then. The estate account was empty, officially closed that morning. Every transaction settled, every dollar accounted for. I stood back and watched him sweat through his suit. Watched Phil try to smooth things over with that same awful laugh. That's when I stepped forward, the outsider with the paper plate, the one who didn't belong. I handed my brother an envelope, not the one with money, but with proof, receipts, dates, and a statement from the lawyer showing every transfer in his name. "You paid for this," I told him. Every last bit. He tore it open, flipping through the pages. I saw his face twist, confusion, then horror, then fear. Phil tried to crack a joke, but even he could tell the air had turned heavy. I leaned in close. "You wanted me outside," I whispered. "Now you'll know what it feels like when the roof collapses." The 10 lights flickered, then died. The generator gave out. Guests started leaving, uneasy and silent. My brother stood frozen, clutching the envelope like it could explain itself. By nightfall, only he and Phil remained, arguing beside a pile of spoiled food. I walked away before the shouting turned into begging. Later, I sat in my car with the windows down. The night air thick with rain. In the rearview mirror, I could see the tent sagging. Rainwater pooling on top like a slow punishment. I didn't feel proud, not exactly. This wasn't revenge like in the movies. No explosions, no applause. Just balance restored. He taught me long ago that family isn't owed, it's earned. And that night, under the collapsing tent and the dying lights, I finally collected what I was owed.